I'm Natasha, and this is Time to Align. In this podcast, we will be exploring exactly what it takes to be human. I'll be joined by some very special guests along the way who are going to be bravely reflecting on their own personal experiences, as well as sharing what tools they use to stay aligned. The body-mind relationship is an evolutionary storehouse for all of life's potential. So join me, it's time to align. On today's episode, I'll be introducing myself. I'll be defining what the word align means to me and sharing with you my own personal journey, which has led me to starting my own business as well as this podcast. So let's get started. Follow me and join the Align family on Instagram and Facebook by simply searching @align_massage. Hello and welcome. Thank you for taking the time to join me today. I am beyond excited and thrilled to be doing this. I want this podcast to be a really open, safe and thought-provoking place for you all. So settle in with me with a cup of tea, a coffee, go on that walk that you've been meaning to have today, run that bubble bath. Oh, what I would give to have a bath right now. And join me today as we dive headfirst into this brand new series. There are so many definitions for the word align. However, I want to tell you exactly what this word means to me specifically. If someone says that they feel aligned, for me, it means they're happy, optimistic, confident, and capable. However, that's not to say that they feel invincible all the time, but they rather feel at peace with where they are at that very point in time. As an ex-dancer and now a soft tissue therapist, my hands-on work with the body and the name of my business, which also happens to be Align, means something very different. It refers to the body's position in space. So here we're talking about alignment referring to how the head, shoulders, spine, hips, knees and ankles relate and line up with one another. For me, the word align encompasses both of these things, and I am obsessed with the mind-body relationship. My job has quite literally forced me to consider the connections that we have as humans between the state of our bodies and that of our minds. So right now, even if you're in a terrible mood, I just want you to smile. Just smile. I'm going to do this with you, so my voice is going to change. So just smile, like really over-exaggerate this smile, even if you're not feeling it at all. Show your teeth. I want you to smile so much that the muscles in your cheeks start to ache. And if you can, I want you to say the words up, up. And if you can't say this out loud, say it in your head, up, up, up. And as you're saying this and you're smiling, you're forcing this smile, you should be able to feel yourself sitting up, or if you're walking, perhaps you're walking taller, you're walking with a purpose, you're standing, you're sitting with a purpose. And now I want you to do the complete opposite. Let go of the cheeks, let go of the smile, and say down, down. Again, say it in your head if you can't say it out loud. Down, down. I mean, I'm doing it. I'm literally, as I'm sitting here, I can feel my neck, my shoulders, my body dropping back into, to be honest, it's the state that it has been in the past a couple of months, but my whole body is dropping. This right here is the connection and relationship between the mind and the body, and how our mental processes and physical processes affect each other. When all is well, our brain is the greatest supercomputer on earth. It's a complex network of something like 100 billion neurons. It's not only great at processing and organising information, but it's really, really fast at it. Like every second, somewhere between 18 and 640 trillion electric pulses are zipping through your brain. This matrix carefully encodes and stores our memories and experiences, and collectively it makes up the unique, I guess what you could call mosaic that makes you who you are. But what happens when a shock disrupts this system? And why is it that this shock or trauma can linger in the body and mind? The truth is that trauma is not just in your head, it leaves a real physical imprint on your body. For those of you that know me well, you'll know that I'm very open about the fact that I suffer with an anxiety disorder. It comes in waves and it has done for years and years and years. But in recent times, I've suffered what they call a relapse. I've been to counselling, hypnotherapy, and now I currently have high intensity cognitive behavioural therapy, which is starting to help me. But it's taken me a really long time to realise that I'm carrying past trauma within my body. Things such as experiencing a divorce, losing a parent very suddenly, and other events which I will go into at a later time, all of which I witnessed at a really vulnerable young age, have all been stored within my body. This podcast is going to explore what tools we can all use to maintain balance in both our body and minds. And although it's unrealistic to think we can maintain this balanced state at all times, it is realistic and very good practice to develop and keep safe a set of tools that work for you as an individual that you can return to when and if you need. At Align Massage, our aim is to enhance your health and well-being. Our treatments are for everyone, from those who want to prevent injuries and maintain a healthy mind-body relationship, as well as for those with chronic pain or injuries. Help us to reach others virtually during these unprecedented times by sharing this episode and leaving a review. Now, let's get back to the juicy stuff. During my time as a soft tissue therapist, I've noticed just how much body work can actually help make a person not only feel better physically, but also emotionally. If you're listening to this and you've been to a treatment with myself or anybody else for that matter, you have experienced for yourself, perhaps when you have come out of the treatment room, that you have felt lighter and as though you're walking on air slightly, just nothing seems as quite much of a big deal as it did before you walked into the treatment space. I once treated a lady who had just come off of a 10-hour flight from Hong Kong, having just visited her sister. She told me that they had had this huge argument and she'd flown home 5 days early as a result of it. She was really white with exhaustion when she entered the clinic room and close to tears. We only spoke briefly during the treatment. I let her tell me what had happened and I listened with care. But when she got up off of the couch at the end of the treatment, she had colour in her cheeks and a smile on her face. And before leaving, she turned to me and said, "Thank you, that was better than counselling." And this was somewhat of a turning point for me in terms of what kind of service I wanted to provide for my clientele, which ultimately led me to develop my business idea of Align. I realised I wanted people to feel better, not just physically, but I wanted them to leave feeling realigned mentally too. Feeling somewhat, recharged and revitalised and ready to tackle what life had to throw at them for the rest of that day or week with both confidence and purpose. I wanted to create a space for other people that ultimately I wanted for myself. The clients that I treat, I love. I genuinely deeply care for every single person that walks through my doors for a sports massage. They are literally putting their entire being in my trust. And for me, that is such a special and extraordinary privilege to having a person who in most cases is a complete stranger. I've grown to realise that the people who pay me for treatments are in so many ways wonderfully unique human beings. And I say this because they're putting their money and time into something that they will genuinely benefit from, both physically and mentally. For them, taking time out of their schedules to have a soft tissue treatment is part of their survival toolkit that they've created. For me, whether it be therapy, dancing, my work, walking, or spending quality time with my friends and my family, these are all part of my survival toolkit for being, a functioning human being during my time on this planet. In this podcast, I hope to share with you all perhaps pre-existing or new tools to take away with you to help you survive and thrive as we continue to navigate our individual paths through life. Next time, we're going to be talking to Simone. Simone, as a youngster, grew up, in the limelight, you could say. She's been known to lark about on stage with the likes of Jessie J, and you can see her strutting her stuff in an adorable tutu in everyone's favourite family film, Billy Elliot. Sim describes herself as a space-obsessed, nature enthusiast, science geek, yoga teacher and eternal student. You can check out what Simone does in more detail over her Instagram page at Yoga with Sim. Until then, thank you for listening. Remember to subscribe, like and share, and you can follow me over on my Instagram page and on Facebook. Just simply search @align_massage. And join me next episode on Time to Align.
And a big thank you to my boyfriend James, who let me use this microphone to record the podcast. Thanks, James, you're a star.